What's up, gang? Carlton Flowers here, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And today I'm going to share my opinion about what we're seeing in the market and this whole ceasefire thing, all right? And why I'm not believing all of the regular talking heads on YouTube saying, well, of course, ceasefire, Bitcoin's going straight to the moon. Okay, so before I begin, this is not financial advice. If you think I've got a crystal ball and that everything I say is going to play out correctly, buzz off. Don't invest in this market with money you don't have to lose, okay? Because you could end up a homeless bum living in the back alleyways. Now, speaking of financial advice, since there's so many smart Alecs out there, saying, all right, if it ain't financial advice, why are you talking about this? Well, I got something for you. This is good news. I have a private group, as you know, and there's a lot of people chattering, talking about market action on the daily, every hour on the hour, late into the night. And I'm not a financial advisor, but guess what? My cousin, Michael, is a financial advisor. He's a professional, and he's an expert with futures, options, the whole bit. And guess what else? He's getting into crypto. And the best part about this is I'm hiring Michael to come in and give financial advice in my group. That's right. So I'm not the one who's the financial advisor. I can't give financial advice, but I have a licensed financial advisor that's going to be popping up in the group. So that's my surprise to all of the people in the private group. Shout out to my gang.
Yay!
You guys get excited. I can't wait to introduce you to Michael, who I spent the weekend with going over charts and strategies and the likes. So I think we got a leg up on everybody else. All right, let's get to the point. Here's the thing. So here's Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart, and we're going to primarily focus on the 4-hour chart. So everybody says, oh, ceasefire, bull runs back on. So we're just going up from here and there won't be any corrections. Whatever. I don't believe it. Here's the reason why. So here we are right here sitting at 105, 776 above the current point of control price on the VPVR. This big fat volume node is a pivot point where the institutional buyers buy and sell a lot. Buy and sell. And price usually jumps between these nodes. The next big node is up here at about 107. So we're going to go to 107 and just straight up from there, or are we going to get snatched back down to the point of control? Well, one thing I look at, where's the stochastic? It's right there, already in the overbought zone. Now, what's the rule of thumb that I repeat on every single video? While we can't predict the market and we don't know when the whales are going to come in and turn the charts upside down, we can safely say that it's best to buy down here when the stochastic is below the 20 line, and that we usually sell up here when the stochastic is above the 80 line. So we're up here. I'm not buying anything while we're sitting up here. Now, sure, sometimes stochastic can look like it's going to cross over where the blue line goes over the orange, but then it bounces back up. But I don't believe in this. This can roll over and go back down. I'm going to wait until this plays out where the stochastic is down here again before I think that we're just going to shoot up out of here and go straight to the moon and never come back down. Corrections happen. And 9 times out of 10, the talking heads on YouTube don't like to report when they see indications that a correction can happen. Why? Because they want to keep you excited and subscribing so they can make their ad revenue. Because when they report bearish conditions, people don't watch and they get upset because all they want to hear is that Bitcoin's going straight up to the moon. So if you don't want the fluff, if you want to get an honest opinion, well, you can listen to me and my opinion. Now, let me clear this chart out, and let's just show you, even though this is slightly bullish, let's see what the alts are doing. So look at Ethereum on the 4-hour. Look at that blue line. It's kind of rolling over, And look at the wick. Do you see this wick? Do you know what this wick means? That means that we had a green candle. It touched on the 200 EMA line. See that blue line? And now it got rejected and the momentum is going down. So even though the current candle is green, the wick says we went up here and now we're floating down. Now, if we're already floating down with that wick showing and with this stochastic clearly above the 80 line and looking like it's about to roll over, and with this histogram here looking like it's rounding off, do you think I'm going to be like buying something like Ethereum right now, way up here in the overbought zone? No, I buy down here. I mean, it's just simple. Well, let's look at Solana. What's it doing? That's not looking strong to me. First of all, the stochastic doesn't know what it wants to do. It crossed over bearish, it pushed up again, and now it looks like the blue line is curling over. It's up here above the 80 line. Look at the histogram. We have solid green here, and then we switch to light green there. That means momentum is flipped and it is going downward. Okay, so we got all of these indecisive candles. Look at the two. Oh man, it's ticking more red right as we speak. We got all these red dojis here. It's saying, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to jump up to the next volume node up here at 155, or if I want to fall off and come back down here towards this next big volume node right there. Well, just add up the indicators. We're already in the overbought zone here, okay? And we need to wait for a return, because my rule of thumb is buy down here. Don't buy up here. So that's looking bearish to me. Well, let's just keep on moving. Caspa on the 4 hour. Well, that looks pretty obvious to me. Everyone was saying, well, Caspa's ready to fly. Hold your horses there, Skippy. Not so fast. We didn't even make it up here to the 200 EMA before we start to print red candles. There's 3 right there. What goes along with that but a stochastic rollover? I don't buy up here. I wait and get it down here. Same thing on the MACD. The oscillator is about to roll over. It's curling over, and we went from solid red or solid green to light green, which says momentum is down. So I got to wait for this to come down here before I buy. Now, keep in mind, the ceasefire said that, oh, we're supposed to go straight up from here. It's just going to go straight up to the moon. Can't come down. So keep that in mind. This is looking bearish. Now, what's the overall trend doing? Look at this. Look at every stochastic peak. We start here. Here's stochastic peak. We come here. Here's another one. It's there a little bit higher. But then this next violent peak, what does it do? But print a lower high. Okay, so then the next peak is the one we're at. And what did it do? It printed a lower high. So what's the overall trend? If you just look at the price line, what's it doing? You're in a channel, a bearish channel. And what we need to nullify a bearish channel is to break out of the upper limit of the bearish channel. We're still within it. We're not breaking out. We didn't even make it to the upper limit of that bearish channel, which is right there at the 200 EMA. So I'm not buying Caspa yet. I'm holding. Okay. Now, of course, I still got the 100,000 Caspa that I bought for $400 back in 2022, but I'm buying more and accumulating little bits when we're down here. Okay. I bought another bag, small bag of Caspa a week ago when we were down here. Okay. I sold Caspa up here. I sold a couple thousand for $250, and then I bought half of that back somewhere around here, 7.2, and then I'm going to buy the other 1,000 back once we get down here. Okay, wait until we're down below the 20 line. Pretty fundamental. Okay, not a believer yet. Well, let's just move on. Litecoin, same thing. Even though it looks like the fast line's about to curl up, okay, but we're already up here in the overbought zone. I need to get it down here. Down here. There we go. And what do we have on the MACD oscillators? Well, we went from solid green to light green, which says momentum is going down. Now, we're barely hanging on to the point of control. Well, it's below the point of control price. But what do you see right there? A green candle with a wick, which means it went up and now it's moving back down. So I expect this to unfurl and continue to slide down. All right, still not a believer. Well, let's look at some of our favorite meme coins, and then some of our favorite Coinbase plays, and then I'll be done. Fart coin, that's not looking good. What do we have? Stochastic, peaked, rolled over. Solid green to light green. And we also are sitting here on the point of control price with the stochastic peaked. Now, what you need to have to be really bullish is that when you get this peak price, is supposed to be up here at a higher high, but we're not. Look at the previous high right there. This one, that one. This is a lower high. And when you come back up all the way above the 80 line and all it did was push us to $1, I'm holding on. I'm waiting. I'm not buying that. All right. How about we were talking in the private group about SPX. This doesn't look good to me. Once again, here we sit, stochastic peak right there, okay? And what price did it return? Right here to this big volume node here. How do you push higher from there? It can happen. You know, the institutions can buy us out of the dip, but what's the chart saying? There's a high. There's a lower high. There's a lower high. There's a lower high. And here's yet another lower high with a red candle forming right there, and the stochastic peaked out. I'm waiting till we get down there, okay? Pretty easy to see that. Moving on, let's look at some of the favorite Coinbase plays. XCN, I just did a very detailed explanation of what I see on this 4-hour chart. Where first of all, overall, I mean, just looking at this thing, this whole general trend is bearish. It's a bearish trending trading channel. Now, where are we at on the stochastic? Absolutely peaked, higher than any of the previous peaks. But then what price do we get in return for that peak? Well, we had a point here that came back with a lower high on the stochastic peak. And then the next stochastic peak, lower high. These two mini peaks were lower highs, but it didn't even make it into the overbought zone above the 20 line. So now we jump above, or the 80 line. Now we jump above the 80 line, and that blue line is curling over. It's looking like a crossover. And where are we at? A lower high. Now, what do we see on the price but a green candle? So that's got to be bullish, right? Well, one problem. There's a wick here. We jumped up to the 200 EMA and we got rejected. Now momentum is going down. This candle will turn red if it closes below the base of where the candle started. And we're already way up here in the overbought zone. So once again, I sold my XCN at the current price, taking very, very slim profits, but I'm going to wait and buy it back down here below the 20 line. Okay, so how about Swift? Swift coin, same thing. What do we see? What do we see? We had a peak stochastic here. We had a couple minor peaks here, and now we're back above the 80 line. But what price is returned? When we were above the 80 line here, we're way up there, okay? This one, we're way up here. These two mini peaks, lower highs, and the current peak, stochastic, and look at that, the red candle is growing, lower high. So right now, you got a red candle with a wick above it, which says, yeah, okay, momentum is strong to the downside. When you're at the bottom of the candle and there's no wick below, it says that you're very bearish. I never buy when you're at the bottom of a candle body that does not have a wick beneath it. If there was a wick, it says it went down and now it's snatching back up and momentum is fighting to the upside, but we're not. So you got a stochastic peak, curl it over, about to roll over, and what do you have here? Solid green to light green with a stochastic, the MACD oscillator looks like it's going to roll over. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. And this is why, I say that, yeah, institutions can buy us out of this, all right, and nullify the chart. When all the indications say bearish, they can come in and pound in the buys and just, shoot this thing straight out of the correction into a higher zone. But if the market is just in equilibrium with regular retail buyers and sellers that are making their decisions based on the news, I'm not going to believe in it. I don't have confidence. So the ceasefire has happened. And then we get this red candle. And I've shown you the rollover on every single chart. So how strong of news is that ceasefire? Even though you had both Iran and Israel break the ceasefire. So we don't know if the ceasefire is even going to hold. But whatever the case, that's not good enough news to nullify the correction. Okay, look at, did we do turbo? I think we did. Absolute crossover right here on the stochastic, peaked out above the 80 line and rolled over. We got solid green to light green, okay? And as I've explained it, what does the trend say? Peak, lower high, slightly higher high, but rejection on the 200 EMA. Lower high, lower high, lower high. So do I think that we're just going to bump out of here and go higher? No. I think that this stochastic is going to roll over as it has done here, unless the institutions buy us out of it, bail us out. You know, like the government bails out the economy. Well, we need the institutions to bail us out of the dip. And if they don't, I'm waiting until we go below the 20 line, and I will not buy until that happens. Last one, and then I'm done. Toshi. So, wow, Toshi looks like it's about to push higher. See this? How the stochastic went up, crossed over bearish, and now the blue line is curling up. However, if we look downstairs, we don't have a confirmation yet because we have solid green, light green, and the light green hasn't gone back solid. Therefore, I don't have confidence in this green candle. Plus the fact it has a tiny wick above it, which means it moved up to here, and now it is dropping. And if that continues to drop, this impending crossover is going to unfurl. What do I mean by unfurl? That means that the blue line went up, it came down, it was about to cross over, and it unfurls and goes back down. In other words, it fools you. So I don't believe in this. Now, if you look at, okay, is it going to push higher from here on the short term? You got to dial it back to the 1 hour. And the 1 hour shows what? It shows a bearish cross. Look at that. The blue line has just crossed over the orange. And what do we have? But one, two, we've got two red candles on the price line. So that momentum is probably going to nullify this impending bullish crossover. So in other words, I've got to wait. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait it out, see what happens. See what Big Brother Bitcoin does. See if it's going to just move up from here while we're in the overbought zone, or if we're going to finally correct. Now, some people are saying out there that 92, 93K is not going to happen because of the ceasefire. Do I think that they're right in that call? Do I trust that? No. Number one, the ceasefire didn't work. They're still firing off bombs. They got Trump firing off F-bombs. He's so mad that they didn't listen to the ceasefire. So I'm supposed to believe that we just rocket out from here because of the ceasefire news? No, I'm going to wait. Now, I could be wrong. All right. But if I'm going to gamble my hard-earned money, I need more evidence, and I have to use my rule that you never buy up here. You buy down there. That's all I got to go by. So if I get fooled and it plows up higher from this, what do? I have to wait, because what goes up must come down, and we're just not going to stay up here in the oversold zone where Bitcoin just goes straight to the moon, going straight up from here all the way through the bull market peak. No, there will be corrections. This is going to happen at some point. It looks to me like it's going to happen in the next few days. And if it doesn't, it'll happen sometime after that in the month of July. So let me know what you think about that. Like, subscribe, tick the notification bell, do all that good stuff so you don't miss the next video. And then let me know in the comments if you like to hear the honest opinion about the chart, or do you just like when people blow smoke up your rear end and tell you Bitcoin's going straight up from here no matter what. Tell me what you want to hear. Honest opinion, or do you like to be lied to? And if you want information about the private group, you can hit the link in the description. Don't pay anything and join unless you talk to me first, because I don't allow everyone in. You need to have, 10 grand, 100 grand sitting around that is money that you can afford to lose. And you need to have some experience and some understanding of the markets before you start to take chances, because we have a lot of experienced traders that just like when I cut through the forest, and tell you what's happening in the charts like what I see today. This is what I tell the guys in the private group. And then again, as I stated, I will have a financial advisor showing up in the group, which will help us to determine what we are seeing in the market, which keeps us really legal when you have a financial advisor. I can't give that advice, but somebody with a license sure can. Well, that's all I got for now. I'll really be looking forward to what you think about this. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. And that's all I got to say about this one. This is Carlton, and I am out.